Local what look hello teacher, my name is Teresa.
Look, okay. I'd stop now.
Local what local.
Bạn lử từ.
Hello teacher, my name is Teresa. The purpose of my presentation today is Aesc website. My company internship is Eco. My supervisor is Mr. Chuntavak and company advisor is Mr. Kumudam. My reading time is from 1st June to 30 October 2021. We have six content. First is introduction. Second is project overview. Third is analysis and design. Fourth is implementation. One is conclusion, and the last is demo. Now let's start with introduction. Global Eco is a startup company founded by Mr. Kesakra in 2018. Global Eco is specifically created to provide its customers with a unique quality of service and solutions such as design UI, management system, web development, and mobile application. Now let me move on to project overview. There are three main points that make me to pick up the project. First is waste time, money, and difficult to find service electrical and automation solution. Second is lack information to do the decision and choose one the best. The last is difficult to deliver the information of their property to the target customer. What is Aesc website? Aesc website is an application that is very simple but helpful for those who want to find companies that build service of electrical and automation solutions. Aesc website will provide full features that help you to save time, money, stay intact, and feel secure while using our application. The object of Aesc website is stay connected with each other and help users to save time, money, stay intact. Help users to finding through our information of company to easy to decide choose one the best. Provide a feature that makes you secure before choose our service. Our project feature we have three models. First is validate contact us if functionality is send message. Second is admin management as mobile admin. If functionality is log out, log in, search, style, view, edit, create, update, delete, boolean, select, library, store image, link, store data. And the last is Aesc website. If functionality is page connection, tag relationship, and category query. Now let me continue to analysis and design. For my planning, I spent 2 weeks to learn new technology and spent 10 weeks to do on Spring, like work on my project, and spent 2 last weeks to deploy the project. In my project, we have role and member like product owner is Mr. Kesakra, project manager is Mrs. Sonlinda, technical advisor is Mr. Kumudam, and my web development team is Mrs. Trisena Aesc web backend, and Mrs. Tim Penyapun web front end. For our physical architecture, we have MySQL, PHP, MyAdmin, Laravel is request and respond with Laravel Black, Taiwan CI, and Bootstrap. For logical architecture, in leading the project, I combine client, server, and admin on a single server, and cleanly organize code back in OMVC architecture. Like it represents two models. It defines data structure. V it represents video. It defines display UI like front end, and controller is defined C. C is defined to controller. It contains control logic. Controller massive select to model and model update to view. View send input from user to controller and controller sometimes update directly to view. For our UK diagram, admin can create block management, create about all management, create contact management, create call management, create project management, create product management by authenticate. This is my entity relationship diagram. User, what I represent to what, and demon I represent to many. One to many. User has many as an event, or in what of one to many reason belong to median library. Now let me continue to implementation. For technology, our program language I use PHP version 7.4. AUPHP, because it can interact with many different database. jQuery, it takes a bunch of common text. Bootstrap choice our color side front and make website easy and fast. Taiwan CSS, it can design the layout directly in an HTML file. My framework, I use Laravel framework because it is a web application framework with expressive, elegant syntax, accessible, yet powerful, providing powerful tonic for light, robust application. And Laravel Nova, because it is a beautiful design administrative application. And then it's open source library software to handle our administrative tasks and save time. For database, I use PHP my admin to manage my database and DB diagram.io to design actual database and store database. For talk, I use Visual Studio Code to write and edit code. GitHub to store code and Google Chat to research more. My project structure, we had app or equal the backcode for Laravel application and Bootstrap equal the file they are required to Bootstrap and config equal the project configuration file.config. Database is how the database file it contains subfolder like factory migration seeder and Nova is how the file field or resource or admin dashboard. Public is whole other script, JavaScript and CSS. Result equal all the subfield and big file and template. Route is content or definition file for routing such as API.php, channel.php, console.php, web.php, and storage equal the season file can compile template as well as file generated by framework. And test equal all the text vendor for the vendor is whole or composer dependency file. And .env is store configuration variable for application. For project configuration, first we need to .env file and change database connection. If we close the project from Git, we need to generate the app key and install composer for the project by run the command php artisan key generate and composer install. Now let me continue to implementation via flowchart. First, I will show you about create new block. It's all about admin performance group operation. We can start from create block and fill in form and then Nova API will validate data is true if we store data and so the same is said at the end of process is validate data if false if we store error message. For the send message or implementation, user can send message to admin, the Augur and Nova API which authenticate the user by the information the tie in. We can start from user fill in form and then Nova API validate data. If it true, it store data to admin dashboard and store the same message at the end of process. And if validate data is false, it will require us to fill in form to write form to fill write fill form. For Nova admin or implementation, to access with Nova API dashboard, admin need to log in first. Admin can either log in with email and password, and then it will validate on email and password and that admin fill in. Is it true? Admin will go to back office dashboard. Is it false? It will require for a field in login dashboard. That conclusion my presentation now. I can just summarize the main point like research, difficult and perspective. For my research, the three main points of model I have already completed. For my difficulty, I difficult to the work with the layout, knowledge of new technology. I take a lot of time to set up new environment and adapting to new work of new environment. I really very hard to understand the project. For my experience, I flexible with new technology Lavanova. I improve communication skill with the customer, collaborate well with other members of the team. I improve the ability to rework, can complete the work in a responsible amount of time. In my perspective, update and improve communication skill is essential for success in organization.
Alo ស្រែកសីណាលែងលើសំឡេងដែរAlo
ប្រហែលជាគាត់ lost connection ហើយមកទៅយើង play video បន្ត demo ហ្មងក៏មិនខាតពេលឬក៏មិនពេលគាត់ត្រឡប់វិញអាចចូល Q&A
មកសំខាន់ presenter នៅនឹងធ្វើម៉េចគួរតែធ្វើមិនចឹង
អត់ទេណាអាច play demo បន្តិចទៅគាត់ប្រហែលជាអាចត្រឡប់មកវិញពេលបន្តិចទៀត
អញ្ចឹងហ៎
ហ្នឹងហើយអញ្ចឹងទៅកុំឲ្យខាតពេលដើម្បីយើងហើយគាត់ត្រឡប់មកយើងអាចសួរសំណួរហ្មង
ដូចគាត់ចូលមកវិញ
សង្កត់លោកគ្រូមិនអ៊ីនធឺណិត slow លោកគ្រូតែអ៊ីនធឺណិត
ឥឡូវឡើងអីវិញទេតាចឹងហ៎
ចាឥឡូវឡើងអីវិញនេះលោកគ្រូអញ្ចឹងតែខ្ញុំអាច share បន្តបានអត់លោកគ្រូ
ហ្នឹងហើយអាច skip ទៅកន្លែង demo ហ្មងណា
ចាអរគុណលោកគ្រូThis is what Odin website. First of all, I will show you about the website. I have already transformed it from the static website and front end to the website as well. And this is one Odin website. I have already routed to one page. Yes, this is the route it route. For this, I have already do it. We can click down to one page. I have already linked it to. Yes, this is we can take to the log details. Yeah. Now let me go to Nova admin as bed of the dashboard. First of all, we need to fill in form to log in. We can remember or not. Yes. So we and success to log into bed of the dashboard. This is our dashboard, and I have already made style Aesc website for the customer. This is the group resource like about management, contact management, home management, product management, and project management, and user management. Setting the library, the functionality of media library is we can search name or we can search from the date that we upload from to upload to, and we can go select all to delete, and we can create folder like S2. Yes, this is the folder that we have already we create. We can upload photo in it too. Yes, I upload element to this folder. S2. Yes, we can write into this folder that I have already uploaded. We can upload image to general. Yes, this is image that I have already upload to general media library store image. For manually, I made it to function that store the route link to a link and this on this display on the website, and this is quickly that we can access to other page. Yes, and so this is the quick link, and we can edit, we can delete, or we can duplicate it to and create new. For the manually, we can use delete, create, delete tool. Yes, now let's go to the screen and start the information of contact us and about us. Can delete or create or make something that we want to. Now let me go to the about our management. We have a work season, client, mission, partner, testimony, and vision. I will take example for testimony. Yes. For testimony, I will create new client name or user name, position, back end, web developer. Yes, and I will take photo myself, and I will retain for the retain. I use Nova package to make a static or look code and store data into actual PHP actual CE web developer. Yes, and I successful create you can to view in our page. Yes, we can see in this season three select name and developer is developer, or we can see in about or to because about have season like homepage, so I connect it to each other. We upload only one season. We can get two season. That is for the customer for admin. Yes. So for block management, we have block category and block and relate. For block category, I take relationship with block, and we can select indie and select all or select only or select all matching. Yes, and create block new category, delete or UV for block. For I will show you a relate first. Relate I make title only 5 title and 5 email to ID. Block. Now let me go to block. If we want to see all the relate block and detail block menu, one we can in all for this ID 17. I didn't edit it, so I will edit it in update. Yeah, ID 17 this we can use this too. Yeah, this edited related. So I will show you in the website. We will go to blog and we will do the page too because I paginate all the way in one page of pagination. Yeah, this we will go to blog detail. This is related blog that I have already attached is only one. Yes, this is related. Sorry for the email because email is one side for the blog, so we can choose the email that go for design. Okay. And now let me go to contact. For contact, I have already validated. We can go to contact season our website, and also we can fill in form down with link, or we can email admin Yahoo and OpenAI message hello and put link. Yes. So we can submit it. We got mistake, we got wrong mistake, thank you for writing up. Or we didn't fill our form. Or the form we request fill. The email field is required, mistake is required to all is we fill our form, but our number is less. We will got mistake. The phone number between 9 and 10 digits. Yes. Now let me go to our message that we have already sent to admin dashboard. This with link admin Yahoo then just send currently. So let me go to home management. We have season header and survey that we can create, update or delete too. And make our website to dynamic product. Yes. And project category and project. I have my relationship project with project category too, like this project category IoT. Yes, and now let me go to user management. This is the user management has two email. We can edit email name or delete with ID too. For the password, I hit it because I think it's safe for diamond. Yeah. So for my website, We have already hosting it on Dell, AEN website, aencwebsite.com, aenccamedia.com. Yeah, this is website that I also already hosting. Okay, that's all my presentation. Thank you, teacher. Now let me go to Q&A. Thank you, teacher.
Okay, thank you for the presentation, Saina. Yeah, so the juries, any question? Any question from the jury?
Okay, I can start the question first. Actually, I already know what she did, so I want to know how do you test the product that you have built in the company? What are the process? Is it that you build yourself and test yourself, or there is a team for testing, or what? How is the process for test?
Yes, thank you, teacher, for the question. For my test, all backend application I handle by myself, and also first of all, I don't understand about new technology, so need my advisor and my supervisor to tell me about the process of project and how we do it first and how we start it first too. After I do it from one season to two season, my advisor always to check it and recommend that the season is wrong or right. They will recommend me and help me to do it.
So
that's all, teacher.
Yeah. So do you talk with directly with the client, or you talk with your supervisor when they provide you the requirement, or maybe they evaluate your task if it is acceptable or not?
Yeah, teacher, for my project, I didn't talk with client directly. My advisor and my technician management will talk with client. When they talk with client, they will create a meeting, and then we will discover process, and I will do it, implement too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, teacher.
In overall, how do you think about your working experience over there in a growing company?
For my experience at Grovan company, I can say that I get a lot of experience at here. I can learn a new technology like Laravel, PHP framework, Nova as admin, understand more on VC concept, and also they give me a lot of tutorial from online that they have already bought in, and also I understand a lot about what is relationship of DB, how we draw DB, understand clearly about front end and back end development, the working process in company, and deal with problem communication with my co-worker, and learn to handle projects, time management, project management and process, and also made a lot of friends.
Okay, well done. Thank you. That's it from me.
Thank you, teacher.
Okay.
Hello.
I have one question. Can you go to slide number? I don't remember the slide about use case diagram.
Yeah, teacher. Slide number 18 or 15. 15.
15, I think. Yes. So for according to what I can understand from your presentation, I think your work is more about the content management system, right?
Yeah, teacher. It relates to admin our website.
Yeah, so like we can use your system in order to edit or update the information on each page of the website.
Yeah, teacher.
But yes, my question is that there are actually existing CMS system, and also it is a bit like for example, you have a module related to about us management, about contact management. Is it like isn't your system dynamic? Like you have to like design specifically for each for different pages. Do you understand my question? Is it not like if we use the existing CMS, we just have to it is very dynamic. We can create any page. We don't have to specifically design each page separately like this.
Yeah, teacher. Thank you for the question, teacher. For use case, I just create it with like create block management, create about management. I mean I put management in the last word. I make it a group also nowhere. Like teacher can I local តែខ្ញុំអាចបង្ហាញនៅកន្លែង Nova admin ហ្មងបានអត់ local ព្រោះសួរនេះ
បាទហើយតាមពិតសំណួរខ្ញុំគាត់តែចង់សួរថាព្រោះអីយើងបង្កើត about us មាន module មួយ about us គាត់ថានៅក្នុង about us ហ្នឹងមានតែ text តែមិនចឹងមាន text អាចមានរូបភាពអីបន្តិចបន្តួចដាក់ចូលទៅក្នុងនោះមិនចឹងអញ្ចឹងវាជាហៅថា format រួមនៃគ្រប់ page ទាំងអស់បើសិនជានៅក្នុង CMS ធម្មតាគឺយើង design មកគឺយើងអាចបង្កើតជា page អីក៏បានដែរហើយយើងជាអ្នកបង្កើតនៅក្នុង CMS ហ្នឹងហ្មងថាតើ page ហ្នឹង title អីបន្ទាប់មកមាន content នៅក្នុងនោះមានអីខ្លះមានរូបភាពប្រមាណហ្នឹងយើងបែរថាវាតែមួយតែយើងអាចបង្កើតបានគ្រប់ page ហ្មងយើងអត់ចាំបាច់មានជា management ផ្សេងគ្នាសម្រាប់ page មួយអញ្ចឹង
ចាលោកគ្រូសម្រាប់កន្លែងហ្នឹងដោយសារខ្ញុំដាក់វាផ្សេងគ្នាជាក្រុមអញ្ចឹងដោយសារវាមានច្រើន page ហើយកន្លែងខ្លះវាមានច្រើន section ទៀតដោយ block management អីចឹងហើយយើងអាចវាមានច្រើន section ហើយវាមានរបៀប detail របស់វាមួយត្រូវចងទៅមួយចឹងណាលោកគ្រូពេលចឹងខ្ញុំដាក់វាជាក្រុមមួយចឹងហើយយើងស្រួលពេល admin ចង់ពេលអីមួយ category របស់វាឬក៏ related របស់វាអីចឹងណាលោកគ្រូ
ចុះឧទាហរណ៍ឥឡូវបានថាហ្នឹងវាមានលក្ខណៈជាបែប static ចឹងហ្នឹងឧទាហរណ៍ឥឡូវបើសិនជាថ្ងៃក្រោយទៅគេចង់បន្ថែម20ថ្មីទៀតអាហ្នឹងធ្វើម៉េច system យើងអាចទៅ
រួចលោកគ្រូដោយសារតើខ្ញុំមាន store ទុកសម្រាប់ quick link សម្រាប់ active link វាបើគេខ្ញុំទៅ code ingredient slow តិចបើគេចង់បន្ថែម page ថ្មីទៀតយើងអាច duplicate ឬក៏ create កន្លែង quick link ឬ active link ហ្នឹងហើយយើង route វាទៅ page ថ្មីហ្មងហើយយើងគ្រាន់តែ migrate database apply field Nova implement ទៅ page ថ្មីយកហ្មងអញ្ចឹងលោកគ្រូហើយឧទាហរណ៍បើ page ថ្មីហ្នឹងវាមាន season ឬក៏គ្រប់អីយើងត្រូវដូចជាមួយអាចារ្យយើងអាច implement អាចារ្យទៅហ្មងក៏បានដែរ
ណែខ្ញុំចង់និយាយថាចង់ថែម page ថ្មីតើយើងដូរ code ទៅមិនចឹងចង់និយាយថាអាច system របស់យើងអាចអត់អាច create new page ដោយប្រើ system របស់យើងនឹងបានទេមិនចឹងតើតែយើងសរសេរ code បន្ថែម
ចាបើ
ឬមកក៏ configure នៅក្នុង system នឹងបន្ថែម configure
លោកគ្រូចង់មានន័យបន្ថែម page របស់ front end ឬក៏ page front end គេឲ្យស្រាប់ហើយយើងបន្ថែមវាឲ្យវាទៅជា dynamic page ថ្មី
ណាឥឡូវទៀតដល់ក្នុងផ្ទាំង menu ហ្នឹងមានឥឡូវមាន1 2 3 4 5មាន6ឥឡូវខ្ញុំចង់ថែមមក menu ទី7មួយទៀតអាហ្នឹងត្រូវធ្វើទៅថាចង់ថែមផ្ទាំង menu មួយទៀតដាក់ test ថា test
ចាលោកគ្រូយើង
អាចធ្វើនៅក្នុង back end បានអត់ហ្នឹង
បានលោកគ្រូព្រោះដោយសារ project ហ្នឹងធ្វើការនៅលើ Nova admin វាជា package មួយអញ្ចឹងអត់ដែលមាន license អញ្ចឹងគឺវាអាចឲ្យយើងបង្កើតថ្មីអីនៅលើនឹងបានលោកគ្រូនេះបើយើងចង់link ទៅ page ថ្មីតែ page ថ្មីហ្នឹងតើដល់យើងមានបោះ front end យកមកដាក់នៅក្នុង code project យើងសិនតែហើយយើង link ទៅ page ថ្មីហ្នឹង apply database implement យកមកកន្លែងនេះខ្ញុំដាក់ store ដើម្បី quick link វាឲ្យលុបទៅ active route នោះគ្រូដូចនេះបោះ about page about ខ្ញុំដាក់ about ជាង product page project page blog page contact page
ហ្នឹងហើយអត់អីមិនហ្នឹងហើយអត់អីខ្ញុំអត់សូវច្បាស់តែប៉ុន្តែអាចឲ្យអ្នកផ្សេងសួរសិនណា other jury if you have questions
ស្ដីលឺខ្ញុំមែន
ចាអ្នកគ្រូខ្ញុំលឺ
អូកន្លែងនោះកន្លែង website តាក់ទងជាមួយនឹង database schema កន្លែងហ្នឹងដោយសារយើងអត់មានដាក់ឈ្មោះតំណែងអត់មានអីចឹងអាហ្នឹងមិនមែនanti-relation model ទេអាហ្នឹងជា relational schema យើងធម្មតាព្រោះយើងអត់មានបានដាក់ឈ្មោះ relationship អត់មានដាក់អីណាកន្លែងហ្នឹងមួយដែលខ្ញុំចង់ remark ហើយសំណួរផ្សេងដោយសារដែលខ្ញុំចង់ដឹងហ្នឹងអ្នកផ្សេងសួរហើយខ្ញុំក៏អត់មានសំណួរផ្សេងតើនេះស្អីណា
ចាអ្នកគ្រូ
ហ្នឹងហើយចង់សួរបន្តិចអាហ្នឹងអា database design ហ្នឹងយើងធ្វើឬមួយក៏មាន project manager យើងក៏អ្នកធ្វើហើយ
សម្រាប់ database design ខ្ញុំធ្វើអ្នកគ្រូតែដំបូងខ្ញុំត្រូវចំណាយពេលមើល learn database ម្ដងទៀតតែបានធ្វើវាអ្នកគ្រូដោយសារខ្ញុំមានខ្សោយ database
ចាហើយតកតងជាមួយនឹងការ design content មួយឧទាហរណ៍ក្នុង page មួយមាន section តូចហ្នឹងអាហ្នឹង project manager អ្នក assign អ្នកប្រាប់យើងហើយមែនទេរបស់ហ្នឹង
អ្នកគ្រូសូមម្ដងទៀតស្ដាប់អត់សូវច្បាស់
ឧទាហរណ៍ដូចមនុយមួយរបស់យើងហ្នឹងក្នុងនោះមាន section ទូច2 3យើងឧទាហរណ៍ Aesc ខាងក្រោមមានអីទូចមួយហ្នឹងអាហ្នឹង idea ថាអាណា section ទូចណានៅក្រោមមនុយមួយណាហ្នឹងអាហ្នឹងproject manager អ្នកមានឲ្យយើងហើយ design អា flow អា structure ហ្នឹងឲ្យអស់ហើយមែនទេ
ចាអត់ទេអ្នកគ្រូយើង design ខ្លួនឯងគាត់គ្រាន់តែឲ្យ package របស់ Nova មកនឹងពេលនឹងឲ្យរបៀប document និងឯកសារឲ្យយើងមើលពីរបៀប config និង build វាអញ្ចឹងគ្រូក្រៅពីហ្នឹងគឺគាត់ឲ្យ build ខ្លួនឯងរៀបចំ style អីធ្វើឲ្យស្អាតហើយគាត់មក check របៀបថាមួយអាទិត្យម្ដងអីអញ្ចឹងណាគ្រូនឹងមានប្រជុំពី project
អូខេអរគុណច្រើន
ចាអរគុណអ្នកគ្រូ
And any more questions? Okay, so if there's no more question, yes, thank you, Saina, for the presentation. Let's move to the next one. Yes, I think the same topic. Website of Aesc. And the presenter is Miss Tieng Panyapun.
ចាលោកគ្រូខ្ញុំ share slide លោកគ្រូ
បាទ okay.
លោកគ្រូឃើញ slide ខ្ញុំអត់លោកគ្រូ
បាទឃើញ
Good afternoon teacher and hello everyone នៅនាមជាលោកគ្រូលើកឲ្យលោកគ្រូ
បាទលើ
Good afternoon teacher and hello everyone នៅនាមជាបញ្ញាពូនិងក្រុមគ្រូទីកាត់ Now I will explain you about Aesc website. That's my project work and application. First, I would like to thank academic supervisor Mr. Chuntaware and also community advisor Mr. Konodon. He helped me complete this project and also to support me during my internship. That is report and this slide. Now and move to content. There are 5 main points. Like the first one, introduction, second, analysis and design, and third, implementation, conclusion, and demonstration. Now let's move to introduction. My internship starts from 1st July to 1st October 2021 at Grawang Eco Ltd. Grawang Eco Ltd is a startup company in 2018. Grawang Eco Ltd is a company using technology to accelerate company with sample experience and security service available in Grawang Eco content management system, mobile application, web application, and IoT. Objective. I respond only internal project. So the first one user can view only and second. For content, user can see point like start a project and then can put name, email, phone, comment. User just to click on submit but invalid input. Problematic. When I start build front end for my project, I meet some problematic like the first one, new framework, and second, cutting the view component using Laravel. And the organization structure of team. This is a team structure like Mr. Konodon is a project manager and Mr. Sansandes team leader and me respond front end. And now let's move to analysis and design. This is planning internship period now and let's start. First week 1 and 2, I learned new technology like Tailwind. This is a new framework and errors with Laravel and week 3 and 4, I have designed UI used by Xdiadom. Continue from the company. And week 5, 6 and 7, I make a control load that control data to be the Laravel plate and cutting component. And for week 8, I prepare a clean structure project to communicate with Laravel component. And after I finish my front-end project, for week 9 and 10, I learn more about implement back-end Laravel Nova. But for 2 weeks, I achieved 60%, and at the end of week, the company called me have implemented new provide website back-end Laravel Nova replace the old one. Requirement for this project requirement: user homepage, functional, Use solution. User can start and view project solving every day. Service we offer enable user can view detail a lot service like new business development. View about us detail. User can view about a detail product. Enable user can view detail. If we send project, user can view category a lot. Like don't be always OT. Testimonial enable can view a lot. Cover client, our client enable can view a lot logo. International partner user can view logo partner blog. Enable can view detail a lot blog. Footer enable can view phone number, email, working out, location, and quick link. User about us. Functional. User about a detail. User can view detail our solution like our vision and our mission. Our what? User can view a lot of what? Testimonial. Oh, sorry. Enable can view a lot cover client. Our client enable can view a lot logo. International partner user can view logo partner. Footer enable can view phone number, email, working out, location, and quick link. A product. When functional product user can view detail product. Footer enable can view phone number, email, working out, location, and quick link. Project. Design project user can view detail block like that. Footer enable can view phone number, email, working out, location, and quick link. Block. View block detail enable can view detail a lot about block. Footer enable can view phone number, email, working out, location, and quick link content. View content detail user can view some information like footer and user can complete name, phone number, email, and comment but cannot submit footer. Enable can view phone number, email, working out, location, and uh, quick link. And this non-function feature UI, the UI must be simple in attitude and user-friendly so that user can uh, navigate uh, on your system smoothly and seamlessly. Performance or step in developing the new interactive or must always give regard to the respect of performance because it is fatal to make out simple, run quickly and efficiently without any mistake. Maintainability. The system will be designed and programmed in a way that is easy and has free for the quick developer and maintain. Scalability. The system architecture must be carefully designed in regard to scalable nature so that new change or adjustment can be performed in the nature seamlessly and effectively. And this use case diagram. During my internship 3 months ago, I respond only front end, so user can view only homepage about a project, product, blog, and contact us. And choose technology. During when I start to build this project, I used some version control system and tool like PHP. PHP is especially suited for web development and can be embedded into HTML. Laravel. I choose Laravel for building my project because it's a quick example of fast development. Security is the number one concern for most business. Belarus website for performance, great of traffic handling, really flexible and simple website maintain. For HTML, hypertext markup language, and plus one and Tailwind CI. Tailwind CI is a highly customizable. It is common Unity pattern and enable building complete responsive layout query. And for tool, Visual Studio Code. Visual Studio Code is a smooth code writing and making code. And GitHub. GitHub gives a repository hosting service. And the last one, Google Chrome. Google Chrome is a powerful web browser that we chose for amazing speed and content great developer to integrate backend code. Now let's move to implementation. When I started to build this project, I set up environment first slide. The first step, I install project. I Laravel new my project and CD my project. And the second step, install Laravel front end dependency using npm. And next set up Laravel Tailwind. Sorry. And next set up Tailwind CSS. And third step, install Tailwind was npm for step create a configuration file. And 5 step create a minimal tailwind.config.js file at the root of your project. And the 6th step, config Tailwind in remove those unused style in products. And second step, config Tailwind with Laravel mix. 8th step, include Tailwind in your CLI. And the last one, 9th step, include your stylized in your main layout. And team structure. And this project structure. This project structures of my project. This is where the important part of project, because before you start doing a project, you must have an idea to handle your project file. And literally, I will show you guys I handle my project structure like this. Now move to conclusion. During internship 3 months ago, I completed this my project 95%. And this is a table result of my project. I completed successful for my front end project. Experience. During my internship 3 months ago, I have a lot of experience like better work as a team, communicate skill, improve coding skill, and difficulty. And during an internship 3 months ago, I meet a lot the same experience in limitation new technology, cutting a view component to Laravel, difficult time learning about the Tailwind CSS, understanding the implement of the project to continue the work. And the last one, implement in relationship. Respective. I like back end more than front end. So I want to improve the back end more. Now, let's start. I explain you about demonstration. And this my project. I handle only front end, and is my project. And this homepage, like homepage have and this solution use and like this, and service user can see like this, and about us user can like this, product user can like this, recent project user can see all, and only and IoT. Okay. And recent testing user can see like this. Our client user can see a lot of logo of our client like this. And in international pattern, user can see logo like this. Blog user can only see only like this. And footer user can view home phone number, email, working hour, location, and user can click on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. And this a homepage. And about us, user can use the same homepage like this. User our missing, our mission, our word, testimonial, our client, and testimonial pattern, and a footer, the same homepage. And product. Product user can on like this. See only like this. And project user can see like this, and all we like this, and IoT like this. Or blog user can see like this, and content user can like this, and this one user put name and one, and the number of phone and email, and comment hello, and submit. And we got your message. Thank you for user can only see this play like this, and the map, and this location my company internship needs or go Aesc, and the footer. Now I finish my demonstration. Thank you, teacher, and thank you everyone.
Okay, thank you for the presentation. Questions from the jury?
សួស្តីខ្ញុំនិយាយខ្មែរបានទេខ្ញុំចង់មាន comment ខ្លះតាក់ទងជាមួយនឹង presentation ហ្នឹងបន្តិចហ្នឹងហើយអរគុណដែលបានធ្វើ presentation ហើយមានចំណុចខ្លះដែលខ្ញុំគិតថាអាច improve បានអញ្ចឹងតាក់ទងមួយអា choice របស់ content របស់យើងហ្នឹងដោយសារយើងធ្វើនៅលើ front end អញ្ចឹងខ្ញុំគិតថាជំនួសអាការដែលយើង list functionality អ្នកនេះធ្វើអានេះបានអ្នកនោះធ្វើអានោះបានហ្នឹងព្រោះរបស់យើងវាអត់ដូចជា operation ដែលមាន system ដែលមាន access control មាន user ប្រភេទផ្សេងគ្នាទៅ operation ផ្សេងគ្នាយើងអត់សូវមានអញ្ចឹងទេយើងជា website ហើយនិយាយទៅគឺមនុស្សអ្នកប្រើប្រាស់គឺអាចចូលទៅមើលបានទាំងអស់អញ្ចឹងណាអញ្ចឹងជំនួសដល់ហ្នឹងយើងអាចដាក់ជា list របស់ប្រភេទគំនុយឬមួយក៏ជា site map ឬមួយក៏នឹងអាចជា site map ឬក៏ជាប្រភេទមនុស្សប្រសើរជាងអាការដែលយើងដាក់អ្នកនេះមើលឃើញអានេះអ្នកនេះធ្វើអានេះបានធ្វើអានោះបានហ្នឹងវាដូចអត់ត្រូវគ្នាជាមួយនឹងប្រភេទនៃទំការងាររបស់យើងណាខ្ញុំចង់និយាយអញ្ចឹងណាចាហើយជាទូទៅខ្ញុំដឹងថាការងារ front end ក៏យើងចំណាយពេលធ្វើច្រើនដែរមិនមែននេះទេការងារ front end ក៏ត្រូវការធ្វើច្រើនដែរគ្រាន់តែអា choice ដែលយើង content យើងយកមក present ហ្នឹងវាអត់ស៊ីគ្នាជាមួយនឹងប្រភេទនៃការងាររបស់យើងប្រហែលជាទៅ change វាបន្តិចនៅថ្ងៃក្រោយដែលយើងប៉ះចាំមកប្រភេទហ្នឹងទៀតហ្នឹងណាយើងធ្វើទៅយើងធ្វើ front end មែនប៉ុន្តែអានេះយើងប្រើ black template របស់ Laravel របស់អីធម្មតាអញ្ចឹងហើយយើងត្រូវមានquery data ពី database មកដើម្បីdisplay វានៅលើ view នឹងដែរតែ
ចាអ្នកគ្រូ
លើសំណួរខ្ញុំថាចាហ្នឹងចាសួរឬក៏ចាបើន័យថាខៅទឹក
អ៊ីនធឺណិតដាច់អ្នកគ្រូសួរថាថ្មី
ទាំងអស់គ្នាស្ដាប់ខ្ញុំលឺហ៎អ្នកផ្សេងស្ដាប់ខ្ញុំបានទេ
ខ្ញុំស្ដាប់បានធម្មតា
អញ្ចឹងខ្ញុំសួរភាសាទៀតណាសំណួរខ្ញុំសួរថា យើងធ្វើ front end មែនប៉ុន្តែយើងប្រើ PHP ប្រើ Laravel ប្រើ black template យើងត្រូវយកតន័យពី model ពីអីមកដើម្បី display លើ view អីដែរតែ
ចាអ្នកគ្រូ
ហើយមួយទៀតអា front end ហ្នឹងអា design ហ្នឹងអាហ្នឹង template ទិញមកស្រាប់ឬមួយក៏យើងត្រូវ design ខ្លួនឯង
ខាង company ធ្វើ front end ធ្វើបាន home page អ្នកគ្រូដូចចាស់ទៅពេលទៅខ្ញុំធ្វើ UI ទៅពីខាងគាត់ហើយខ្ញុំ build ជា front end
ចាអរគុណច្រើនហ្នឹងតែផ្នែក comment មិញយើងស្ដាប់comment តាក់ទងមក presentation យើងស្ដាប់បានទៅផ្នែកហ្នឹងនៅលឺខ្ញុំនិយាយហ៎
ធ្វើការអ្នកគ្រូ
ចឹងផ្នែកជួយបើយើង content ដែលយើងយកមកយើង arrange វានៅលើ presentation ហ្នឹងហើយបើត្រូវថ្ងៃក្រោយជួបប្រទះរឿងទៀតបើយើងត្រូវ change អត់អាចយកអាហ្នឹងមកចឹងទៀតទេណាហ្នឹងហើយតែប៉ុណ្្នឹងឯងខាងផ្នែកខ្ញុំអស់សំណឹងឯអ្នកផ្សេងអាចបញ្ចេញសួរសំណួរអាចអីបាន
ចាអរគុណអ្នកគ្រូ
សម្រាប់ខ្ញុំអត់ដូចអត់មានសំណួរទេយល់ពីការងារហ្នឹងហើយគ្រាន់តែមាន comment ដែរជាពិសេសពេលដែលយើងធ្វើ presentation កន្លែងដែលសំខាន់ជាងគេកន្លែង objective ព្រោះអាហ្នឹងយើងត្រូវប្រាប់គេថាតើអ្វីដែលយើងចង់ធ្វើហ្នឹងជាអីអញ្ចឹងយើងអាចទៅអា slide objective មិញបន្តិចវិញណា
ចាលោកគ្រូនេះលោកចាលោកគ្រូ
ហ្នឹងហើយឃើញទេកន្លែងនេះយើងដាក់ objective ចឹង user view only អញ្ចឹងគេគ្រាន់តែមើលកន្លែងហ្នឹងមកអត់ដឹងថាតើយើងធ្វើពីអីអញ្ចឹងកន្លែងហ្នឹងឧទាហរណ៍ថាបើខ្ញុំស្ដាប់ការងាររបស់យើងហើយអាចនិយាយថាthe main objective of this work is to develop a web application focus on the front end អញ្ចឹងណាអញ្ចឹងគេគ្រាន់តែមើលតាមអា clear ហ្នឹងមកគេកាត់យល់នៃមកថាយើងនឹងចង់ធ្វើពីអី
ចា
ហ្នឹងហើយចាកន្លែង objective នោះសំខាន់យើងត្រូវធ្វើម៉េចទៅសេបានដូចជា summary នៃការងារដែលយើងត្រូវធ្វើនឹងចឹងណាហើយបន្តមកទៀតកន្លែង problematic នោះអា slide បន្ទាប់ហ្នឹងកន្លែងហ្នឹងក៏ខ្ញុំគិតថាប្រហែលជាយើងយល់ខុសហើយកន្លែង problematic ហ្នឹងជាធម្មតាយើងដាក់នៅដំបូងហ្នឹងគឺយើងចង់និយាយអំពីធម្មតាហ្នឹងគេដាក់មុន objective ទៀតគេចង់និយាយអំពីថាមូលហេតុអីបានយើងត្រូវបង្កើតត្រូវទៅធ្វើការងារហ្នឹងតោះនេះឧទាហរណ៍ថាដូចឥឡូវ problematic ហ្នឹងគឺពីមុនមកក្រុមហ៊ុនហ្នឹងអត់មាន website ទេអញ្ចឹងគឺត្រូវការបង្កើតឲ្យទៅជា website ហ្នឹងហើយជា problematic ឬមួយក៏ជា reason behind ការងារដែលយើងធ្វើហ្នឹងវាជា motivation វាជាមូលហេតុដែលជំរុញឲ្យមានជា development ឲ្យមានជា work ដែលយើងត្រូវធ្វើហ្នឹងវាមិនមែនជាបញ្ហាដែលយើងជួបប្រទះផ្ទាល់ personal problem ដែលយើងជួបប្រទះនៅក្នុងពេលដែលយើងធ្វើការងារហ្នឹងឯងមែនតើ
ចាអរគុណលោកគ្រូ
ហ្នឹងហើយអញ្ចឹងកន្លែងហ្នឹងជាពិសេសកន្លែង objective ណាយើងដល់ពេល presentation លើកក្រោយទៀតយើងទៅសេកន្លែងហ្នឹងឲ្យវាច្បាស់លាស់កន្លែងហ្នឹងអូខេហ្នឹងហើយខ្ញុំមានតែប៉ុណ្្នឹងទេany more question from the jury
ខ្ញុំអត់មានសំណួរ
Okay Vanat any question វណ្ណាអត់លឺនិយាយផងអត់លឺសំឡេងឃើញបើក microphone ប៉ុន្តែអត់លឺសំឡេង
នៅតែអត់លឺដែរបានណា
លោកគ្រូខ្ញុំអាចចាប់ដើមផ្នែកខ្ញុំបានដែរ
ចាំផ្លែតលោកគ្រូវណ្ណាមានគាត់មាន question នៅតអត់លឺបាទណា
ប្រហែលជាបើមិនថែបជា message ទេប្រហែលជាមានតែទៅមុខឯងមើលទៅcònកន្លែងនេះបន្តិចបញ្ញប៉ុននៅតាក់ទងជាមួយនឹងឧទាហរណ៍ non functional feature នេះតាក់ទងមួយ scalability អីហ្នឹងអាហ្នឹងព្រោះយើង website ហ្នឹង content តែបន្តិចហ្នឹងដល់ពេលយើងនិយាយទៅ scalability ហ្នឹងដូចវាធំពេកអាហ្នឹងតាក់ទងមួយបើសិនជាត្រូវការ requirement ធំជាងមុនឬមួយមានថាការប្រើប្រាស់ធំជាងមុនអីយើងអាច upgrade វាលើ hardware ធំឬក៏ handle data ធំអីចឹងតែនេះយើងគ្រាន់តែ website ធម្មតាយើងនិយាយដល់ scalability ហ្នឹងវាដូចជាជ្រុលបន្តិចដូចរបៀបថាយកតាំងតោអកមកអញ្ចឹងណាហ្នឹងហើយអញ្ចឹងខ្ញុំថា content នេះដាក់នៅក្នុងពេលនេះតើប្រយ័ត្នតិចចា
Okay, so let's move to the third presentation. Okay, yes, thank you, Panyapun. So the third presenter is Mr. Vutnaka Disat, and the topic is the website of Salah. Can you share the screen, Nisat?
Yes. Hello, everyone. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Cool. Hello, Jews, teachers. Hello. Can you guys hear the audio?
Yes, you can continue. Yes.
Hello, Jews, teachers, and fellow students who are watching this presentation. My name is Nisa. Today, I am honored and happy to be presenting you guys with the works project that I have done during the internship program in Year 4. First of all, I would like to say thanks to my academic supervisor, Mr. Chun Tawara, for referring me to this internship. I also would like to say thanks to my company advisor, Mr. Shuon Sumnar, for guiding me for the past 3 months. My internship program started at 7 June until 7 September of 2021. Here are the table of contents of what I will be presenting. So introduction. So I interned at this company called Salah Tech Digital Solution, or in short, Salah. So Salah is a startup ad tech company that is founded in 2018 by CEO Mr. Sopnip and CTO Mr. Junta. Salah vision is to simply enrich student journey. So Salah is the first university and student portal that provides information, opportunity, and promotion to students, especially high school students, for them to make better college decision or career choice. So in order to head into the project description, I would like to state a problem that create the project or create the solution. So statically speaking, over 50,000 graduate high school students annually seek for best fit major in college for them. So without proper orientation, without proper information, the requirement will not be met. So in order to solve that problem, Salah have to create some features or some product to solve it. But in this presentation, I will be only talking about the project that I was in charge. So first project, Salah Connect. So Salah Connect is a platform that helps connect students to teachers, advisor, or to fellow students in the purpose for them to discuss about academic problem related. For example, like asking for assignment problem, asking for explanation of a certain exercise from teachers or from fellow students. And the second project is CMS. So CMS is one of the key features of Salah website that produce articles or blog articles that is academic related. So in order to produce the project, here at Salah we use a agile software development cycle, which is one of the model of software development cycle that focus on a iterative approach to manage a software development project. Agile split each task into a smaller sprint, which make the project easier to work on. So here are the planning and project timeline. So for the first week, I spent on ideating the project along with the CEO and the team lead. And the second week, I spent on designing the Salah Connect UI. And I spent 2 weeks on learning technology. I spent 2 more weeks on coding the Salah Connect. And I spent 3 weeks on coding the CMS features. And for the last weeks until week 12, I spent it to do the extra task that was assigned to me. So here are the project requirement and tasks. So for Salah Connect, there is actually 2 versions. I forgot to mention that in Salah Connect, it is separated into two devices. It's called Salah Connect Mobile and Salah Connect Website. So basically, for the current version Salah Connect website, the goal is only to display all the information, to display all the discussion or question that has been asked in the Salah Mobile. So in the Salah Mobile, which is only available in the mobile, user has the ability to post question and answer question. But for Salah Connect website, user can only see all the questions that has been asked in the mobile. So the task is to list all the questions. User can also search for questions, and they also can visuals. And for Salah Connect V2, which is will happen in the future, Salah Connect website wants user to have the ability to post a question. They also can post a private question. They also have the ability to answer question. So for the project number 2, CMS, so for the version 1, which is the things that I've developed in this internship, the task is to list all the articles, review articles, switch article language, and send article requests. For the version 2, which is in the future, we want to have a system that will make us create the article dynamically, and the one who create the article will be able to edit it dynamically also. So I was also tasked with some extra tasks such as setting up SEO, setting up sitemap, reworking on Salah.co landing page, create some static pages, create some small components and pages, create school request functionality, and I did UX UI design for Salah mobile also. So moving on to the next part, analysis and conception. So in the picture in the slide, you can see is a use case diagram for Salah Connect overall, both version 1 and version 2. So there are two main actors here, students and teachers. So students can search for question, review all question, view discussion, which means view the detail, and they also can post a question and also post a private question. So if they want to post a question, they have to log in first. So whenever they view a discussion in the question, they have the option to answer the question also. And for teachers part, teacher can also view question and view discussion in question, and teacher can also answer the question. So here is the use case diagram for the CMS project. So there are two main actors here, user and Salah advisor. So Salah advisor is the one who created the article. So user can view all the articles. They can view an article. They can send an article request. But in order for them to send an article request, they have to fill in the form first. So this in the left-hand side is the version 1, but in the right-hand side, in the version 2, we want Salah advisor to be able to create article by themselves in the front end. And also they can edit the article, but they are required to log in first. So here are the technology that I used in order to develop the project. I mainly use Next.js as a main language that developed the application. So here are the tools that I use. So here is the physical architecture of the whole application of the Salah website. So as you can see in the middle, there is a API service. So basically, there is a lot of service here. So upon each client, it will go directly to the serverless. Then serverless will handle all the functionality and all the requests. For example, if the page that clients on is require image, so serverless will try to go to Amazon S3 to get the data, the image, or maybe the page that the user is on requiring user data, then serverless will try to go and fetch data from database, which is DynamoDB, and return it back to client. So here I want to explain the logical architecture of Nuxt. So Nuxt is called the universal application JavaScript because Nuxt has the ability to run on server side and client side. So on here we can see our source code will be entered in the main entry app.js, and then it will divide it into the code will be divided into server entry and client entry. So it will be built by Webpack. So how it works is that every time a client requests to the server, basically Nuxt will let the server side render the skeleton of HTML, and then let the client side hydrate or fill in the data or fill in the dynamic content into the skeleton that server side has been rendered. So moving on to the third part, implementation. So here the project structure. So in order to make the development more easier and more organized, we decided to categorize our file into different folders. So here is the mockup UI for the Salah Connect V1. So here is the flowchart of how Salah Connect V1 works. So upon going to the index page, Next.js will dispatch UX action to fetch the data from Firebase file store. If the Firebase has no data, it will display no component data. If it has data, then it will show all the question from Firestore. So if a user click on the question, it will direct to the question detail page, and then Nux will fire an action from UX that will fetch data from Firestore, and then it will display the detail page to the user. But if a user try to input something on the search bar, Nux will then commit a mutation on UX to filter the result. So if there is no result, then Nux will display no data component, and then if there is a result, it will show all the filter question. So here is the mockup UI for the Cms V1. So here is the flowchart for Cms version 1. So in order to develop this project, I use a module called Nux Content. Basically, Nux Content is a headless CMS Git-based module. So which means that all the contents and article that is fetched on, it fetched from the local repository, meaning it fetched from the local folder in the repository. So upon going to the next page, Nux will fetch all the article from the content folder, which I mentioned in the project structure, and then it will display all the articles. So if a user click on a request button, it will pop up a modal, and then user will fill in the form. So if the form is correct, it will send an email regarding the request to our Salat team. So if the request is a successful request, it will pop up a toast notification of success. And if not, it will pop up a error toast notification. So basically here, if a user click on an article, it will direct user to the information of the article page. So conclusion, here are the complete tasks. I have completed all the tasks that have been assigned to me. So during the 3-month internship, I gained some experience, such as I get to work in a new environment with variety of different individuals, along with different perspectives and also different ideas. So I get to experience what it's like to work in a tech company, especially at tech company like Salat. It also helped to improve my views on programming for the good. It also made me feel more competent and confident in my development skill. So I also faced some difficulty during the internship program. It's because of COVID, I had to do remote work at home. And by doing remote work at home, it makes me lose some productivity. And also it makes me lose some communication between my advisor, resulting in me not being able to learn as much as if I were there with him. So in my perspective, I want to challenge myself with the above mentioned difficulty, because I believe that without difficulties, I will not improve. And I believe that in order for me to improve myself, difficulty is inevitable. And I also want to continue on developing the project version 2 of the project that I'm in charge of. So moving on to demonstration. So here is the website salat.co. In here, students can check out university information such as public university, private university. They can also check course information. They can read career guides. They can read about major and courses. They can also test about their personality also. But I will be touching that I am in charge of, and that is Salat Connect. So the first project, Salat Connect, here is the index page. It will show all the questions that has been asked in the mobile over here. And here, discover more. If we click on it, it will direct us to the page that will show more description about what is Salat Connect. And it will lead us to the link to download the Salat app. So if we try to click on the question, it will lead us to the detailed question. It's just like a forum on Stack Overflow if you have used one. So right now, user cannot answer yet, but what they can do is to look at the information, to look at the detail of the discussion. So they can also switch language. For example, I can search for something. So if I type random things and it doesn't match anything, it will show that no data component. So moving on to another project is the CMS page. So this is a part of the CMS project, the career guide. So here is the index page of the career guide. It lists all the articles. It has a pagination if there is more than 8 articles. So if I enter one of the article, it will show all the detail, the contents of the article. And also can switch the language. So this, since Salado is a multi-language website, all the contents must be in English and Khmer. So here I can request for article. So I can write my name. So if it's successful, it will load up a toast notification like this. And if I go and try and check my email, here. So the email has been sent into my personal email, but normally it will send to the Sala advisor team. But in development, I tested it with my own email. So whenever I'm logged in, when I click on article request article, it will automatically filter all the information because it will catch all the information from my login information. But if I'm not logged in, all the form will not be filled automatically. So this is for the second project. So I also set up the whole website SEO. So in order to show you what I did is that I'm going to copy something and paste it on Facebook. So I have set up SEO so that every time we paste a link into social media such as Facebook, it will create a something like this. So it also works in Telegram, Instagram, and Twitter. So another thing that I did is to rework on the landing page, the overall design of landing page. But in order for me to show you that, I have to go into the first branch that I worked on so I can compare it to you guys. Okay, so this is how it looked when I first started on this project. And then this is what I designed, what I rework on the redesign. And so this is all for my presentation. Should you have any question, please feel free to ask. Thank you. Hello, Jerry. Do you have any question?
Yep, thank you for the presentation. I have a question related to the like searching for a question, right? On the searching for a question. Do you use any technique for the searching, or just simply matching the title? Because we see that I saw that the question could be something like, it looked like image, right? When people ask some solution to the problem, like the physical problem, like the physics problem. So is it image? People can post question in form of image, right?
So how it works on the mobile is that there are some required fields that user have to write on, and first thing is this one, the title one. So user can have the option not to write the description one. So how the search work is like that.
Yeah. So it match with the title or description, right?
Also, it could match also with the name of the user that posted.
Yeah, but from from the user, the point of view of the user, this is not it's not it's not effective, right? Because when we use Google, it do something. So I think that might be associated with the keyword. I think when there's the problem is in form of image or something like that, maybe the content would annotate with the keyword, and the search should go should match with the keyword, something like that, instead of just the name of the author, name of the article, or description.
Sorry,
it might provide better result.
Let me explain it again. So the thing is, what I did is I try to make the searching more convenient as possible. So every time a user search something, it will match if it try to match the title, this one, or if it try to match the description, or even more better, if a user try to search for name, they can also match the it will filter the result of this kind of user, the user with this name.
Yep. I got what you mean from the beginning, but just the suggestion that I think each question should associate with some sort of tag or keyword for better search result, because sometimes the problem cannot be on the keyword of the keyword in the content and in the text is not if it's not appear in the description or it's not appear in the title, it won't show in the result, right?
Sure, get it. Thank you. I will implement it in the future, because actually in the API we also have some tags related to the specific question. For example, this kind of question would fall into English question which is related to network or something. It is possible to make it. Thank you.
That's all for the question from my part.
Yes. Thank you for the presentation. Is that for me? Actually, I want to ask a similar question as Nekru Vanna about the search function. Yes, because you have answered already, I just want to provide additional comments because when we want to search, especially for something like this, you have to take into account the context as well. For example, I mean that we don't like generate the results only from the exact keyword that the user type.
Yeah,
we have to take into account the context. For example, if the user searches for something related to AI, maybe you have to return the result for machine learning, for deep learning, for robotics. So yes, we have to take into account the context as well. Maybe you can look more into something related to natural language processing. This is just my comment.
Thank you, teacher. Actually, I plan to have it on version 2. Maybe I will try to categorize the question. So upon going to the index page, user can have the option to go to a specific category. So they are more easier to search for the kind of question that they want.
Yes. Yes, I have one more question. Actually, I'm not really sure about the goal of Salah Connect. Maybe I didn't catch it during your presentation. Maybe you can explain a little bit more, like the whole concept behind Salah Connect. What is this feature used for?
Sure. So I will try to go to the problem first. So the thing is, just like I mentioned in the presentation, like many of the students are lacking the information or lacking the advice from teachers and fellow students or their elders. So Salah Connect has the purpose of a platform. Salah Connect is a platform that provide the opportunity for students to ask questions, to ask information to others, our teachers or fellow students, and for example, they can ask about their assignment problem. They don't know about this question, so they post a question there, just like in a Stack Overflow. And teachers, on the teacher part, teacher can in the next version, teacher will be able to see notification of any question that has been posted, and a teacher can have the option to answer the question that a student has been answered. So the workflow, how it works is, let's say a teacher is like a delivery man. So whenever a student posts a question, a teacher will see the 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 things that a student has posed, and teachers will try to accept the question that the student has been posed. If that teacher accept the question, so that teacher will engage in one-on-one conversation with the students. Did you get my point here?
Yes, kind of. Like the Sala Connect has already been developed, right? I catch during your presentation, you mentioned about the mobile app. So like how to post a new question and how to get how to answer the question. These features have already been developed on the mobile platform, and for your work, you just need to extract the already posted questions and answers and show on the website. Am I correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay, but in your use case, you also have one use case called post a question.
Yes.
So is it possible to post a new question on the website?
It is just as I mentioned in the presentation. It will be in the future in the version 2. But I just want to include it in this presentation so you guys will understand the overall process of it.
Okay, yes. Actually, if you yes, if you put it in the analysis and design, the future, it means that it is in the plan, and if you because you put it in the use case diagram under the analysis and consumption, right, part. So it means that it is the things that you are going to do in your project.
Yes.
Yeah. And about the CMS, about the content management system, I think what you presented in your slides and what you have demonstrated on the what you have presented during the demonstration, it is a little bit different. So like the user can request for articles. I'm not sure, like so on the website there are many articles, and the user can request for the articles. So what will be the content that the system send to the user?
Okay, so here how it works then. So I would take career guide as an example, right? So normally there would be many careers. So like for example, if the kind of career guide that user are looking is not in here, so they can request an article. So basically, once we receive the article request, the Sala advisor team will try to create the article, and then they will pass it on to me, and I will implement it to the front end.
I'm still not quite sure about your answer. So it means that it is like a new topic that the user want to know about,
yes,
right?
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, I got it. Okay, so I think that is all of my questions for now. So let the other juries ask if they have any more questions.
Hello, do you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I don't quite clear on the page 16. Could you elaborate it more about the logical architecture?
Okay. Well, so do I need to elaborate the whole process or just some part?
Yeah, the whole process, just
Okay.
on the logical architecture.
On the left-hand side, it means that all the code, it includes the components, middleware, router, and something like that. So everything will go into the app.js because in the project structure there will be a file called app.js. So the app.js will try to divide the code into two entry, which is server entry and client entry, because Nux is a application that work both on server side and client side. So everything will be built by Webpack. So Webpack is I would say a platform, I'd say a module that bundle the code together into one file. So upon each client request, the server will try to render the skeleton of the HTML. We set I remember it's called a ready to serve HTML file into the client, and then the client will try to download the JavaScript or download it. The client will try to download the JavaScript and try to hydrate the content or the dynamic data into the HTML that has been rendered by the server side.
Okay, so I want to know that is this server the server that deploying the Node.js project or the whole project, including API?
This is the Node server.
Just only the Node server.
Yes.
Node.js or Node.js or Node.js?
They use serverless, and I believe they're using Node.js, right?
So do you work on backend, the APIs?
I did not work on backend, but I understand the whole process.
So that means in your part on the project, do you use Node server as the backend to build the API?
I did not build the API, teacher.
But in the project, do they use the Node.js to build the API that you use in the project?
I believe they're using Python and Node.js.
So if they use Python, why would you have Node server there?
Because Nux.js run on Node server, Node environment.
Okay.
Yeah, because Nux it runs on server side also, and to run on server side, it had to run on a Node.js environment.
Okay. So I just confused about the Node.js that you build the backend when you say Node server.
Yes.
It's just like you hosting or maybe you deploy it to the server that you configure for launching the Node application. But if you call it Node server, I'm not quite sure it is correct.
This is the resource I get from internet. Actually, it's actually called a Node server because it is a serverless and it's run on Node.js environment.
Can we set up another server to use just for Node.js, something like that?
I do not understand the question, but what I can answer
No,
is that
I mean that you say that only the Node server to serve for the Node application, because Node application run on the JS.
From my knowledge, I think it's a must for Nux.js to run on Node.js environment because this is built in from the language.
Yeah, okay. I mean, my experience not. I also not work on. I mean, I didn't work. Sorry, I don't work also on the Node server, but I just curious about that because I think the server you can set up for any kind of application, but you just call it Node server. Just confusing to me that you use the backend as the Node.js server, as a backend service, just like that. So thank you for your answering.
Thank you, teacher. Does any curious have more question?
Okay, I think no more questions. So yes, thank you again, Isat, for the presentation. Let's move to the presentation of who is the next one? Of Mr. Jin Seha, and the topic is about school management information system.
Yes, teacher. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, now we'll see my screen. Do you hear the sound, teacher?
Not really.
Wait, I'm just gonna say it now. ผมចាំផ្លេចខ្ញុំ list ចេញចូលវិញហ្នឹងវាឃើញបតង់ Hello លោកគ្រូលឺអត់លោកគ្រូចាំផ្លេចខ្ញុំមើលបញ្ហាគ្រូលឺស្លេងណាលោកគ្រូ
ដូចជាអត់លឺតែយើងនិយាយតែអត់លឺ
ចាំផ្លេចលោកគ្រូខ្ញុំមើល
សេហាពេល share ហ្នឹងវាមានកន្លែង button toggle មួយដែលដាក់ថា include computer sound តើយើងបើកហ្នឹងបានវា
លោកគ្រូឃើញលោកគ្រូចាំផ្លេច School Management Information System
អូខេនៅលើ
Hello teacher and everybody. My name is Jin Seha and today I'm gonna present about my internship project, School Management Information System. The part I'm working on is employee module. My supervisor is Mr. Ramanat, who have guided me throughout the project. Here is the 5 main points that I will cover for today. First, internship overview, project overview, design analysis, implementation, and conclusion. 1. Internship overview. 1.1 Company information. Institute of Technology of Cambodia is a Cambodia higher education which was founded in 1964. More than 10,000 exclusive members have been graduated from ITC, and the internship have been started from 1st August to 1st of October at Institute of Technology of Cambodia, and I'm working on as a web developer. 2. Project overview. 2.1 Employee module. What is employee module? Employee module is a part of human resource management system which is going to embed to Smith system. Based on the time constraint, the project internship will cover on employee module. This module has such function: register, update, delete, import employee data, filtering and searching the employee data. 2.2 Problem and objective. Here is the problem and objective of this project. For problem of employee survey is we have a lot of difficulty of storing data, managing and tracking. So we have to spend a lot of time on registration form, which is the main column that we can turn, and it also spend a lot of time on the registration form. For the main objective of this survey is to update the system, to use the survey-based architecture, and manage and organize employee data and adding this survey into the school management information system. 2.3 Planning. Here is my planning table that I divide the tasks based on the time constraint. Like for the first 2 weeks, I learned a new framework such as Laravel and Node.js with Machineer. In week 3, we analyze the project requirement and try to understand the project structure, how the project gonna work. And from week 4 until week 7, I'm coding on both back end and front end. In the last week, We test the code and try to find any bug in our code and review for this. 3. Design and analysis. 3.1 Requirement. This is the functional requirement in the project that requires such as like register employee, delete employee, update, review, import data, pagination, and filtering, and employee, so employee with a specific keyword. Alongside with functional requirement, there are many non-functional requirements in this project. In order to improve system performance and writable code for other developers, such as clean code, manual testing, delete unnecessary packages. 3.2
Xây há lên lưu sầm lệ nhỉ.
Oh, sorry teacher. Problem a bit. Lưu bên nào được cô?
Chắc màn tích tiền quá mình việc. Lên lưu vậy nhỉ.
Chú chăm tích bánh hai một ô chú. Bác ô chú ở đâu? Lưu bên nào được cô?
Đặt lưu vào.
Lời chăm plek mình share sampai itu mình bánh hai.
Hello teacher and
Đang lên lưu vậy nhỉ.
System architecture, physical architecture. The physical architecture is represented the design of the system and overview of the relationship and function of each component in the system. First, user make an HTTP request to the server or through the internet, and then the web server check the request valid or not. Then the server responds with the source data. The user requires some specific data. Then the server will retrieve the data from the database and respond to the client. 3.3 Logical architecture. This logical architecture presents the process of employee service. First, the client go to the employee service, then the middleware will verify the token with the old server. If the token is verified or not, if the token is verified, it will store in the temporary data. If it's not verified, the middleware will send the invalid request token back. 3.4 Entity relationship diagram. The entity relationship diagram, we have department table, employee table, and user table. And the relationship between department and employees is one department has many employees and one employee related to one user. 3.5 Use case diagram. This use case diagram of employee module, where user can, as you can see, register employee, delete, update, review, or the functionality, but they can do all of the operation, but the user have to authorization with the old server in order to do all of this operation. They might have authentication. 3.6 Technology and tool. As you can see, we are using the hardware element of our backend API and our tool database table for view the database data. IDE I'm using Visual Studio Code, Node.js our front end, and the GitLab is our version control. 4. Implementation. This is the implementation while flowchart of register. As you can see, first user go to employee module, then user choose the register function. User have to input data in order to create the new employee. If the operation is success, then a mistake will be displayed. If not, if the user don't sign in any field, then the mistake also require a user to input the data. 4.2 View. First user go to employee module, then they click on view. The front end will make an API call with the match ID of specific employee from the back end. Then the data will be displayed in like this. 4.3 Update. User have to input the new employee data in order to update, or they can keep it if they want only to update one specific attribute like email, Gmail, name, or phone number. After that, the message will be so that they actually have updated. But if they try to update with another existing Gmail, we will also display the message that this email has already been taken, so they need to put another email that not existed. 4.4 Delete. As you can see, first user go to employee module, then they have two options. Are you sure that they want to delete or not? After that, we will try to find the match ID in our database and delete the employee that they want to delete. 5. Conclusion. Here is the result of my back end that I have completed during duration 2 months of my internship, such as register employee, update employee, delete employee, view, filtering and pagination employee, search employee, and import employee data. And here is my result of front end that I have completed, like data table, the list of data, registration form, update, delete, view, filter, and pagination. But the import employee data in the front end, I haven't completed. This is the only task that I haven't done this. 5.3 Conclusion. For the difficulty part of the project structure is project structure and project requirement. It's very hard to understand because it is the existing system. They will need to understand the structure of the project. And experience, I have gained a lot of experience in project requirement and in the project structure alongside with debugging and learning new frameworks such as Laravel and Node.js. From my perspective, I think I can complete import the data validation on the front end, and I want to add more feature to this employee module. And now let's come to the demonstration part. So now let's test our register employee function. Now I can create a new user like example Sokdara. I just input it in name Latang for easy example. Sokdara at gmail.com and a phone number, and I can select her birthday, Phnom Penh, Cambodia. After I register, this message will be displayed and disappear. And then, but if I try to create another employee with the same email, it will display the invalid message. Like if I enter like Sokdara the same, Sokdara at gmail.com. This phone number doesn't matter, we just testing the date, like okay, if fine, just put like this. And then this message will be appear that the email has already been taken because we already register this email with the previous employee that we already been registered, so we cannot register the email again. So but we can only with the different email. So I just put like 2020 like this. Okay, that came this is the only way that became register employee with the different email. Here is the data that employee data table that show the list all of data, and we can view its employee like this. The database show name, with gender, with field, phone number, address, and so on. And this data is a filter, but this is just a fake data because we haven't fake this data from other service, the service employee, another service debt. So it's just a fake data. All of this will show the same, but it filtered by the academy year. Okay, wait a bit, it's a little bit slow. Like this, we can see, and we can delete the employee. Before delete, we have the switch alert message that do you want to delete employee with this ID or not. If we click yes, it's successfully, we will delete it like this. And we can use the update function like change name to like delete like this. Okay, but here is another example. If you can see this tangdara@gmail.com, this email had already existed, but if I want to change from sokdara to tangdara, it cannot happen because it's already existed. So like I just test like this, tangdara, the email already exists, so we will got this message. And this is the import employee data in the backend. Like we can register multiple employee. Here is the array of object data that we are trying to register these 3 employees. As you can see, Tida, Som, Soksawan, and Tangdara. But Soksawan, I believe this is already exists, so we will display different another mistake on our backend. Now we see our database like this, and I try to register. Yes, all of this has already existed, so I need to enter the different email address. We will get the mistake existed because this is already existed in our database because I just created a moment ago. So I just put a different like this, just add number 7, and then okay, it's valid. That also all of the employee has already registered. But if we send another request with the same, it will display that it existed because it is already in our database like this. And but if we didn't provide the specific like this, we will get the error message that this is the invalid address that we provide. So yes, let's skip and add another employee like this. I just import. Yes, this is valid, and you can see the new data is coming over here. And another function that I already completed, the filtering and searching. Like we can search the specific information of employee like this, the role of student and female. Then we will get only student and female. But if we click to search the role teacher with gender female, then we will get all the teacher role and with the female, and you can change it to male also. Okay, here you can see this is only male because we filter is for male only. This is like this. So we want to search for both of them, male and female, but role is only teacher. So we will see this is they are only teacher with role female, or we can see we both male and female. So that's all for my presentation today.
អរគុណលោកគ្រូវីដេអូអស់ហ្នឹងលោកគ្រូ
បាទអរគុណ thank you for the presentation. Now Q&A session.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, thank you for the presentation. I see in your slide presentation you are using Lumen for the backend, right?
Yes, teacher.
Can you tell us what the difference between Lumen and Laravel?
Thank you for your question, teacher. Lumen is just a micro framework that we are using for purpose like serving only API request. But if we're talking about Laravel, it's the framework that also have contain the view also, and user can use it to view the front page. But Lumen is just a small micro framework that from their parent Laravel that we only serving for micro request API purpose, teacher.
But is it because you want to make your server small, or maybe you want to make it faster, or what? Because you just explained us that it's for microservice.
Yeah.
Why you decide to use this? What is the fit in your project?
Because this is faster than this is just like a micro, so it is have like small storage capacity than the package is Laravel, and it's just a micro framework, and we use it for like micro suite like serving the API only, because we also have our front end that using on Node.js.
Okay, and I see you have an web server. It built in Lumen, or you make it yourself? What?
Our server, teacher, right? I'm just I'm not doing the old server, because I just only do on my front end Node.js and only the back end. We are not yet do the old server implement into my project yet, but the old server is as done by my supervisor, teacher.
So you didn't work with the authorization, right?
Yeah, teacher.
Yes. Okay. And I see in the logical architecture there, I see is a data table above view employee. What is that?
Is that mean when the user come into the employee service, they can you all see the function, teacher, like data table view employee. This is just a function, teacher.
So you say data table is a function?
Yes, this component that display data or information.
Do you mean that the data table is the? I'm not sure, because when we talk about the web application, there is backend front-end like that. Then when you there is employee service Lumen, and then there is data table. Is it like if you want to view employee, click on the data table or like that, or what? Or is it the backend from the backend?
Okay. For the data table, this slide the employee that show all list of employee data, and the view employee we only show like specific employee, teacher. And yes, I think that.
It's a bit complicated here, because I see the arrow point from the data table to view employee to create employee. So if it just, let's say them and I'm just an audience, when I see it, what I can tell is, if you want to create employee, for example, you need to click on the data table, you need to go to view as an employee and create employee.
or
It's something that I understand from your diagram.
yeah,
But
or
actually, not so.
teacher. No, this is not like a flowchart of basically that means that all of the admin can assign all of the function teacher.
Okay. So your work, your responsibility, you are mostly on the employee, right? Because I see in the entity relational diagram,
Yes, teacher.
you only draw about employee.
Yes.
So your task in this project is to do the manage employee, like create, update, delete, all of this task, right?
Yes, teacher. On both front end and back end, teacher.
And after this internship, how do you understand? How much do you understand about the project? Do you think you are comfortable to work with it, or what do you say about this internship?
From what I have done in the past 2 months, yeah, it would be hard to say like I have confidence, but it's like I need like a lot of more experience on it because there are more like complex functions such as like import employee data on the front end that I haven't completed yet, but I only done like only on the back end. So I could say like I have confidence like more like around 70% or 80, but yes, it's around that.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Thank you, teacher.
Vanna, any question? I don't have any question.
Yes, no question from my part.
Okay, so yes. Thanks again, Seha, for the presentation.
Yes, thank you, teacher.
Now the last presentation of today. The topic is school management information system, but for the internship management, and it will be presented by Mr. Yun Sampat.
Yes, teacher. Can you hear me, teacher?
Yes.
Yes, let me share the screen. Teacher, do you hear my sound from the video? Hello, teacher. Hello, teacher.
Dân gì trong nhiều video.
Yes, teacher. So let's start to my presentation.
Hello teacher and hello everyone, my name is Yun Pat and today I'm going to present about my internship project which is school management information system. The part that I'm working on is internship module. A company Institute of Technology of Cambodia, my supervisor Mr. Rin Vanat, and I have 2 months, 1st August to 1st October of 2021. Today I have covered 6 main points. First is internship overview, second project overview, third design analysis, fourth implementation, 5 conclusion, 6 demonstration. And now let's start with my first point, internship overview. During my vocation after end of year 4, I have spent 2 months to internship at Institute of Technology of Cambodia. And the address of the institute is Roshis Black, Phnom Penh, Cambodia, and the contract like this, and the website www.itc.edu.kh. And now let's move to the second main point, project overview. In the second point, we also have 5 points include what each internship module, second problem, third objective, fourth development life cycle, and last but not least, planning. For what is internship module? Internship module is a submodule of school management information system in ITC. This module is utilized for collecting internship information of all students in every department at ITC. We also facilitating the administration process for both student and the staff at study office. And the last point is further utilizing the data of statistical analysis, such that we want to know about when the student graduate from our school, how many percent that they can find a job, or you can say like employee or unemployee with our partner company or other company also. And now let's move to problem. We also have some problem. For first is difficulty of storing intensive information, difficulty of collecting data for students. Nowadays, due to effect of COVID-19, students not allowed to school, so the teacher is hard to storing or collecting the data or information of students who get internship from the company. And we also want to update from modeling system to system-based architecture. Let's move to objective of internship module. The main aim of the project is to create a module for the teacher, that they can list the data table, create, delete, update, view, and export data from the service, from the module. Now let's move to development lifecycle. We use Trello to manage our tasks, and I have some picture to explain. For the first picture is a backlog that the bot that name some brief tasks, and the third picture is assigned that is a assigned bot that we assign the task, or the task have to be done, and the third is in progress bot. It means that the task is in the bot is a progress, or not yet done, and after we done it, we move to the done bot. Now let's move to the planning. For planning, I spent 2 weeks for learning new framework such as Laravel element and Node.js, and I spent a week for analysis and design database, and 2 weeks for back end, 3 weeks for front end, and also spend another 2 weeks for testing and deploy. And now let's move to my third main point, design analysis. We have 4 points: requirement, second system architecture, third conceptual system, and choose technology. Now let's move to the first point, requirement. For the functionality, requirement is list data table, requirement delete, view, update, and export data. And non-functionality requirement is Laravel API document and single page application. Now let's move to the second point, is system-based architecture. In this point, we also have two points, physical architecture and logical architecture. For the first point, is physical architecture. As the photo I show you, first client request from client to the internet, request API to web server, and then they request to the database. After request, the database will respond to the client. Let's move to my logical architecture. For the logical architecture, the client from Node.js will request token to middleware to check to verify token that they authorize to this service or module or not. If they authorize to this module, they can use this module such that the table or create or you delete, update, and export and database. If not right, they will return invalid token to the Node.js. Now let's move to the third point, perceptual system. In the third point, we also have 4 points also: use case diagram, activity diagram, database entity relationship, and database architecture. Now for the first point is use case diagram. User can register student for internship. Also, author can update information, author can delete and view. Author also can pagination of data in this module, and also can export internship from this module. Also, from the activity diagram for the first function register. When user click on internship, they will see register button in the top of the page. They can fill in the form such as person name, company, title, address, training field, phone, headphone, web, email, address, academic year, student, start date, earn date, and issue date. And then they also can click yes to register or click and to back to internship page. For update function, also the same as register. After they update the information, they click yes to import the field or click no to back to internship page. And for export function, in this case, when client click on function export, they will see option. They will see a filter to filter the data that they want to export, or they just click export auto to they just click export to export all the data. Now let's move to the third point is entity relation diagram. In this diagram, describe about the relationship between internship, company, and student annual. For the internship can have only one company, but the company can have many internships. And internship also can take many student annual, but student can take only one internship. And between the student annual and internship, we use another table to store the internship ID and student annual ID in this table. Now let's move to the database architecture. In the company, we have a field like ID as a primary key, company name as a company, title, phone, headphone, web address, and training field. And in the internship, we have ID as a primary keys also, person name, company ID as a foreign key, title, phone, headphone, web address, training field, start date, earn date, issue date, and academic year. And the last table is internship has student. We have ID as a primary key, internship as a foreign key, and student annual as ID. Honestly, student annual ID is also a primary key that from student annual service, but I didn't handle that. I just put it as ID. And now move to the third main point. Now move to the fourth point is choose technology. In technology, we use Lumen, Node.js as a backend and front end, PostgreSQL as a database, as a store database, and Switzerland. And the language we use PHP, JavaScript, and Vue.js. For version control, we use GitLab, and the tool to build this module is we use VS Code, Table Plus to make data table, and Progress Admin. Now let's move to the fourth main point, and I also have 2 points include. The first is project setup installation. Second is implementation example. Now let's move to project setup installation. Since we work on the 2 framework, backend and front end. So the backend, I install Laravel Lumen, and then I set up Composer to my local environment, and then I install projects. And after I do my work on my API, I also have complete code to convert the backend to front end. And about the front end, since we have an existing project, so I clone the project and work on my internship module. Now let's move to implementation example. I draw a flowchart. I draw a flowchart to implement about the backend and front end. And this is my front end page. For the register function, when the user click on register, they will see a register form who will put the field. If the user click on register, the field will be saved in the database. But if the user click on cancel, the field cannot be saved. And for update function, if the user click on update, they will see an update module. Before they see the update module, the API is need to match ID with internship. If ID is matched, this will be so. If it's not matched, they will return invalid ID. And for the delete function, if ID is matched, the data will be deleted. If not matched, the data cannot be deleted. And for the view function, same as delete. If ID is matched, the data will be shown in another page. If ID is not matched, they will return an invalid ID. For the export function, when the user click on the export export button in the top of the page, they will see export module to export. If also click on filter by academic year, and then export the data will come with the export by academic year. If not, the data will be export all of information or all data from the database. Now let's move to another main point is conclusion, and we also include 4 points: result, equality, experience, and perspective. For the result of my backend, I have completed all the tasks, but in the front end, I almost complete all of them except export all and export my filter is in the progress. And for the difficulty of my internship during this time, I have faced to analyze this database because it's a real database and it's kind of a module of a school, and the real project requirement and system architecture of the module. By the way, I also get much more experience, such as improved coding, teamwork, and problem solving, and also I have gained more experience about the requirement of the real projects. And for the last but not least, perspective, if I have more time on this module, I will complete and add more filter to the internship module and also improve validation on the API. And now let's move to my demonstration, my data table that I list all the information. And now let's move to the register function. We choose a company, we put the field, select academic year, and also select student, select start date on that, and issue date. It will register. Yes, it is success. And this is the data that I create. And now let's move to another function, which is view function. Yes, I can view it, and the year is 2028. And now let's move to another function, which is delete. I will delete one of these. Yes, it has delete and update. I will update this the function. Can the year is 2018 to 2014, and I choose another two student. I will click to it. Yes, it is success. And now let's move to export function. For export, I have complete only backend. This will export all from the database. Yes, all data from the database, and I will filter this by academic year, like 2015. So now I will export all by academic year 2015. Yes, the data will export by academic year 2015. Yes, and that's all for my demonstration. Thank you for your thank you for your time, and if you have any question, kindly ask me.
Thank you, teacher. That's all for my presentation.
Thank you. I have some question related to the project. In the functionality in the use case diagram, actually a lot of image is too small. I cannot see. From the use case diagram, you have something like pagination functionality. You have that kind of functionality.
I mean that it's a pagination and filter.
Okay, pagination and filtering.
Yes.
I think it's part of listing, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a part of the view information, right? It's just I think it should be like part of viewing information instead of a separated use case, because it's already built into the view information, right? Is that true?
Yes.
One more question. Who is the user of the system? Is it a student, teacher, or staff from the or who is the user of the system?
For this user, I mean both the student and teachers can use the system.
So student should use the system to register their own information right now.
For now, not yet, but the feature of this internship module, the concept of the internship module, we can allow the student and teacher to create and update by himself or herself.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. There's no more question from my part.
Yes, thank you, teacher.
Okay, but I see in your slide presentation, kind of page 21.
21, yes, teacher.
I see you mentioned the course configuration here.
Yes.
And why do you need to configure course?
I saw that if my project doesn't have core configuration, it could not be work. Yes.
So can you tell me why it doesn't work?
Because of the policy of the local host, as I thought.
Is it your server doesn't? Your server is in your local host as well, right?
Yes.
Because actually, you know, cost is not something that is good. Actually, cost is where do we need to? There is a restriction that you cannot cross the domain name to call other server.
Yes.
That's why there is limitation like that. And when you say about cost configuration, it means you make an exception to a certain server that you can allow it to call from different domain name. It normally, if you can avoid it, it's better not to configure the cost. So if you run in localhost, from what I can guess, maybe you run your front end in a different port, and maybe your back end in another port, something like that.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, but just to let you know, in production, when you do, because when you deploy to production, we only have one domain. Let's say I just edu.k. Even backend is still use the domain name. Even front end is still use this domain name, so you don't need to configure cost.
Yes, thank you, teacher.
I don't have anything for question. Just some comment. Make sure your typo is correct. I see some wrong typo in your slide presentation. That's not a big deal. Just be better.
Thank you, teacher.
Okay, for me, I want to know about the because the topic of your project is internship management, but as I saw in the database schema, you only have the information of the students and of the company. Like, can you explain about the like how can the system manage the internship information of the students, like what is the scope of the internship management system?
Yes, teacher. Thank you for your question, teacher. This for this table, I will show this table. For this table, internship table, it means that it's information of internship table. It means if the company is all database from company, it's separate table, teacher. You get my answer?
Yes. So only just only this information. For example, if like the student, the name of the supervisor, like, and at the end of the internship, the result of the internship, you don't have anything in the system to manage that, right?
Yes, teacher. I not yet go through that function, teacher.
Yes, because just my personal idea for the internship information system, if it is just to store like the topic and the company, it is too simple and very basic. I think you should consider like many more factors related to internship information.
Yes.
Like yeah, we can follow up with the students, like what is the progress of the student during the internship, and at the end of the internship, what is the result, something like that.
Yes. Thank you, teacher.
Okay, yes, that is all from me. Any other questions or comments?
No, I don't. That's it.
Okay, yes. So if there is no more questions, I think this is the end of today's session. So thank you everyone again, especially the presenter.
Teacher.
Okay. Yes.
Since my exportation in a progress, but now I have complete this. Can I show you? Because in my demo, it is in my progress, and now I have complete this. Or I don't need to demo again, teacher.
I think it is okay. This is just like you just generate the Excel file from the application, right?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, so I think that is okay. We understand the work. You don't have to show us.
Yes, teacher.
Okay. អញ្ចឹងអរគុណទាំងអស់គ្នាម្ដងទៀតអញ្ចឹង session យើងចប់ហើយហ្នឹងហើយអញ្ចឹងខ្ញុំសង្ឃឹមថានេះជាបទពិសោធន៍មួយសម្រាប់យើងព្រោះយើងនឹងមានឆ្នាំទី5ទៀតឆ្នាំទី5យើងនឹងត្រូវធ្វើ internship ដែលយូរជាងនឹងទៀតហើយវាជា internship ដែលសម្រាប់បញ្ចប់ថ្នាក់វិស្វកររបស់យើងតែម្ដងអញ្ចឹងខ្ញុំសង្ឃឹមថានេះគឺជាបទពិសោធន៍មួយហើយយើងនឹងអាច improve នៅសម្រាប់ការចុះធ្វើការសិក្សារបស់យើងនៅឆ្នាំទី5អញ្ចឹងអរគុណច្រើនបងប្អូនជំរាបលាលោកគ្រូ
អរគុណជំរាបលាលោកគ្រូ